guys, welcome back. Rich Teller from the Fakefluencer production. Thanks again for joining us. Welcome to all the newcomers. Thanks for subscribing and signing up for this behind the scenes vlog. In these episodes I usually touch on two things. That's the production and what's happening online with the characters. So let's start from the beginning. What's been happening with the production of the Fakefluencer film this month?
Having a party.
Production is finally coming to an end. We filmed the interview scene with Magnus and Tom Gillespie. I think it was about 2 weeks ago now. So we now have one of the most critical scenes in the bag for Tom's metamorphosis from outside to inside the crypto world. But of course I don't want to give too many spoilers in that regard, but that shoot went very well. We were lucky enough to work with an extremely talented actor here in Stallerholmen, and very grateful to both Mickey and Henrik. We shot Pontus Poshnot. He dropped over $1 million into the Scooter Coin project. We also shot with Jeff and Kevin, another online scene, two traditional investors that got involved in Scooter Coin. I worked through that backstage.com with two American guys over in the US, and I was directing via Zoom, and they captured the scene on a DSLR, and that went really well. So when it comes to wrapping up the film, there's been a long-term ambition to incorporate virtual reality, to fully digitalize the characters, to emphasize the sort of digital economic revolution. It's and in the previous episodes I mentioned that we had started to build some of the assets in virtual reality. Finally got my own headset, so the plan is to shoot through VR chat, where you can create your own worlds and your own avatars. Again, I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but essentially, well, yeah, I can't really, so.
Having a party.
So what's been happening online? At the very beginning of February, we had a guy called Temptation wander into the Discord, and turns out he was one of the lead investigators on the OneCoin scam. Now, those of you that live in Sweden would have heard of the OneCoin scam, because it affected a hell of a lot of you. So obviously I was over the moon, and I thought I saw a great opportunity for Tom Gillespie, investigating this fictional Scooter Coin scam, to interview with a guy, Temptation, about his real experience investigating a real cryptocurrency scam, OneCoin. And that interview is online. It's a two-part interview. I will drop the links below. It seems that the project is actually still alive in some parts of the world, East Asia, India, which is unfortunate, but also shows you the power of these crypto scams. Like, they just sort of, if it's not going well in one country or one, continent, they just move to another, and they whip up the same fervor that they did in the previous. So again, like what we're seeing with Crowd One in Africa right now. Again, there's Tim put me onto an amazing documentary by the BBC Africa. I'll drop the link below as well. Go and check that out, because that shit's going on right now. I also created a fictionalized short video with Tom Gillespie interviewing with Vitalik Buterin of Ethereum. It's like the ultimate content bait, really. Not proud of it, but there's been a lot of experimenting and a number of things that I am, I've been pushing it right up to the edge, to be honest. On LinkedIn, Tom got hit up by a DEA agent. Of course, LinkedIn is full of fake profiles. Tom Gillespie is not the only one. The reason why he engaged or sent a message to Tom was about crypto crimes investigation course, and I enrolled Tom on this course. I thought this is a brilliant thing for Tom to talk about. He's going to actually become a crypto crime investigator and get this certificate. Although there was a discount offered by this profile on LinkedIn, this agent, even when I got to the checkout, and I couldn't justify spending $699 on a piece of paper that said Tom was a qualified crypto crimes investigator. I mean, I could easily have just made one of those documents and posted that, you know, for the same effect. So I backed out of that. However, I'm personally super interested in taking that course, and I think I will take that course in the near future. But of course, you know, there's a lot going on with the film at the moment. The Fakefluencer.movie website is up at the moment now. I've registered that URL to have the stream available to the public, and you know, you can. The idea is that that's where the viewing experience will happen come the premiere, and also, you know, afterwards. And finally, Tom interviewed with a podcaster called the Blockchain Socialist, and that was a rather entertaining conversation. I realize now in retrospect that Tom actually exposed himself a little bit left-leaning in that. I think a little bit too much of myself maybe came through, so but that's okay. I think, like, Tom is a flexible character and can actually, you know, shift his views and perspective as he wishes. It's also quite good for driving a little bit more thoughtful conversation if he is not always taking the predictable position on certain topics. Anyway, again, thank you to all the newcomers and all of you guys that have contributed to the production over the last month. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the premiere, and actually, if I think about it now, the next episode will be coming out just before the premiere, end of March. So, thanks again, and I'll speak to you next month.
Having a party.